Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Today is May 13th, 2025, and we got a win today. We had some data highs, pretty easy target. I was a little bit shocked at how quick this kind of presented itself. We swept the swing low, and we had a volume imbalance. We filled it completely while swinging. Had an immediate rejection candle to the upside, and then another high momentum candle. I do mark out my entry inverse fair value gap in a second here in gold. You will see that. Just a clean inverse, obvious target, and I held moving my stop to break even until this candle was done doing whatever the fuck it wanted to do there. After we took that high, we kind of like bounced back to break even, but since I'm so confident in this high getting hit, I would rather lose this trade, like randomly lose this trade for no reason, than have it get stopped break even, knowing it's gonna play out. So I didn't hesitate, but I did put some extra thought into it for just a moment, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, pretty easy trade, I'm not gonna lie. Took this trade on practice account. I wanted to take 5, but it just happened so quickly. I was half awake and still managing to trade. How to get this screen recording going. You see here, I was like, should I scale if it comes back down? But we just pumped straight through TP, and that was that. And yeah, I took this trade with some decent confidence, and recently I've been battling some demons. Just mentally, I've been having some discipline issues, psychological issues, just with trading, and I think it also might be stemming from some aspects of my life right now. I'm in this weird kind of pivotal moment of my life, just about to graduate from university, and I feel like I'm really behind. I feel like I could be further along right now if I worked harder, but at the same time, I've been working really fucking hard, and so it's just kind of getting in my head a little bit, and I don't know, I just have some big goals, some big expectations, and to be frank, I have a lot of pressure on myself. Just that's just who I am. I have a lot of reasons to want to be successful, and I can justify those reasons at any point in time. It's not like I just want to be some guru or rich kid and just have the nice cars. I just genuinely want to be that guy that can be there for the people that matter to me. And yeah, there's just a lot of pressure that I put on myself. Yesterday I blew my eval account. After I recorded my video, I went back on the charts, and I tried to force some shit, got angry, revenge traded, and yeah, I blew my account yesterday. Really disappointed in myself. Looking to take every piece of it as some form of a lesson, and try to move forward with a positive mindset. But it's really fucking hard. Yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit more of a yap central video today, but I have some stuff that I just can't really. I don't know. I'd like to talk to people about it, but at the end of the day, none of my friends or family are into trading the same way I am. So I'm not blaming them, but it's just hard to connect because I know a lot of people that have become successful traders or successful just like business owners or whatever. Like, there's a lot of battling with yourself, and once you like learn the concepts and know what you're supposed to do, 99% of the battle is with yourself every morning when you wake up and you open the charts. It's more or less a question now of how well am I going to follow my rules and how well am I going to be patient and be disciplined and wait for the obvious setup, wait for my rules, wait for the things I'm looking for, and before I enter the trade. Is it, do we have a higher time frame sweep? Are we bouncing out of a higher time frame PD raid? Did we get the inverse clean with momentum? Do we have a good break even spot? Like, does this align with higher time frame? There's all this technical stuff that you have to think about, but at the same time, you can't ignore the mental side of things. Like, there's going to be trades that you will search and will successfully find those confluences and convince yourself to take a trade that is ass. And the difference between someone who's successful in this and someone who's going to be stuck for a long time, at least in my eyes, are the people that can see those trades that look like they could work and still have the discipline to not take them, just because there are reasons not to. If the trade presents itself and you have had all those confluences and it's relatively obvious, you've seen it a million times, then yeah, those are trades that are worth losing if you're wrong. But recently, I've been I've gotten the target right recently. Most of the time, I'm just taking really bad entries, and I'm scared of risk. I don't like to put much risk on the table, and I've also been in this mindset of I need to pass this eval. So on yesterday, I was trading minis, just one mini, and yeah, that really fucked me because I was only thinking about the profit and passing the eval. And so when I had it in the back of my mind, but I needed to risk more, and I wasn't willing to, and therefore I got stopped out and I spiraled. And all it takes for me is one of those trades, just one, and I'm kind of dooming myself. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm just kind of stuck in comparison as well. I see these people, posting these past eval certificates, and they're in mentorships, or maybe they're just like people in the community, like relatively I guess, like teacher-esque community figures like that most people would look up to. They've got it down. They have their system. They sell, of course, whatever you want to say about it. But I guess I'm just stuck in a little bit of a comparison loophole as well. I see these people who they're in a different spot in their life where they are able to pay for the mentorship and trade alongside their mentor or have guidance for their psychological factors or just technical stuff. But me, I'm poor. I don't have a job. I'm just a classic broke college kid right now. I don't have the time or the money, nor would I necessarily even want to really pay somebody a large quantity of money just so I can feel like I know what I'm doing for a little bit until I leave the mentorship. And that's something I've battled with back and forth, but I think it's more valuable for me to be taking the hard route and learning this shit all on my own, because then I'll be an indomitable trader. Like, I'll have all the self-taught information, the self-learned respect from trial and error, and I may not be getting payouts in 2 months like some of these kids paying for mentorships, but at least at the end of my journey to profitability, I'll be able to confidently believe in myself. And I feel like that's maybe a little bit of an underlying issue. I haven't seen anybody really address it. Maybe I'm speculating. I'm just worried for the people that do go that route, and if I were ever to go that route, I'm just a little bit worried about my future in terms of what happens after my my subscription or my mentorship. Will I be capable of sustainably being profitable as an individual? Was I bound by was I only bound to profitability by trading alongside someone who knows what they're doing and went through it on their own without any mentors? I don't know. There's a lot of thoughts bouncing around in my head at all times, and it's a little bit hard to balance life at the moment in trading. Not like in a time sense, but in a psychological sense. I just have a lot of anxiety and stuff that I'm thinking about constantly, and it's a little bit hard to have a clear mind on the charts and follow my rules, especially after a loss. After a loss, I have rules set to where I just shut my computer and walk away, and I take a walk. And I have not followed that rule one time. And I followed it sometimes after winning. I'm able to shut my PC just and call it a day after a really nice win. I'm like, oh yeah, that was fucking cakewalk. That was a beautiful trade. I'm done. It's so much easier after a win. You're in a good, positive mindset. But recently I've been taking so many losses and fucking myself so hard that my mental now is like, if I do get a win, I question myself, like, was I lucky? Did I get lucky? Was this really a good trade? Do I really know what I'm doing? Like, I have a lot of self-doubt now. And yeah, this is all part of the journey. It's not that I expected this to be butterflies and rainbows and but I guess it's just a new little mental barrier that I've come to, is just believing in myself. I know, just like logically, that if I don't stop and I keep just keep working at it, at some point in my life I will gain profitability. But I'm not in this to gain profitability at some point. I'm in this to set myself up for my near future. And it's just a lot of pressure, and it's time doesn't stop. You got 86,400 seconds in a day. And I heard this recently. You have, I think it was 86,400 seconds in a day. But if you treat that as money that resets every day, you would do everything you can to spend that money productively each day to gain the maximum value of each dollar. And now, if you think about it in terms of seconds, which it is in reality, what percent of people are using the maximum amount of their time to be productive and healthy and better themselves? And it kind of just opened my eyes. And I'm not saying you need a back test for fucking 8 hours a day, 300 trades a week. No, I'm just saying a lot of it is being disciplined, I guess, outside the charts, in terms of like, if you lose, follow your rules and get off of them. Don't hate yourself for taking a loss. Figure out what you did wrong. Back test just that day. There's a lot of ways to regain your confidence and prove to yourself that you are now cognizant of those failures, and you can overcome them when they present themselves in the next session. For me, I think there's just a bit of turmoil because I do truly believe I know how to trade. I just overthink. I overthink and second guess myself, and it leads to false confident entries, or I'm just too early. I should have waited like 10 more minutes, and then the best fucking setup presents itself of all time, and I'm like, oh my god. And it's just stuff like that. I just gotta be patient and wait for it to be obvious. Kind of like today. I mean, today was really fast, but I was still patient. And I second guessed myself, and I was just not super confident just overall. But this was a good trade. And it's just, I don't know. The mental battle in this is very unique, and it has very different, a very different toll on you than you would think like a normal job or something would. And I don't want to be like everybody else. I absolutely despise 9 to 5, the idea of it. I just have big dreams, big goals, and I don't think there's anything that should be able to stop me, other than myself. So when I let myself down, it's pretty detrimental to me. But I'm not gonna stop. And another thing is that I have to keep telling myself is, especially learning all of this individually, no mentor, nobody to really stand by and like learn together, especially doing it this way, it's gonna take time, and I'm only 8 months in. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know how to perceive one candle 8 months ago. And now I'm this far, this deep. I'm able to catch 2R, 3R trades, perfect trades. I'm able to read them. I'm able to read my entries. I'm able to foresee things. Sometimes. And I think it's only a matter of gaining that necessary confidence and I guess just honing in on my edge, my own personal edge on the market. And everybody has this, these little barriers in their journey. I mean, if you take like successful figures in the trading community these days, we got Justin Werland, we have Dodgy, we have Luke, we got tons of people, Blaker's Trades, we got tons of people, and all of them have multiple years, and they only gained profitability after like maybe a year or two. Like, it took 2 years for some of these guys that are making a lot of money, and they still take losses. Not very many. Some of them do, but some people like Dodgy, he's on like a 13 win streak right now, and it just kind of proves to me that this shit is really possible. And no disrespect to Dodgy, but he's a little bit like immature, and like maybe it's just part of his character or something, but I don't know. I just know that I have more potential than some of these people, and I don't mean that in a stuck-up way that I'm better than anybody. I just know that I have a lot of just sheer willpower to succeed. Whether I believe in myself or not, I know that I have to do this in order to not regret my entire life. On my deathbed, if I ever were to give this shit up, I would never I don't know. Like, it's one thing to be able to genuinely say that you tried and gave it your all, but then at the same time, did you really give it your all if you never got results? And I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just overthinking shit way too much. And I'm sure it's a mix of both. But yeah, if there's anybody out there watching this who, is on the journey or are already profitable or just starting or whatever, and you made it this far into the video, just leave a comment of any kind, and just let me know, like, is this something you're experiencing as well? How's your journey going? I just want to hear what's up with you guys, and hopefully we can share some thoughts together, and just maybe we can give each other a little bit of a morale boost. I'm always down to reply to any comments. I don't really have a community as of right now, but I'm not gonna stop posting. I think in the end goal is to have a community and build some relationships with people who are seeking the same out of themselves, and I'm really excited for what the future holds. I just need to get my head back on my shoulders. I'm in a little bit of a rut, but it's nothing we haven't been in before. So I appreciate anyone who sat through all of this and just listened to me yap my ass off. I think it's good to talk about these things, though, even though I'm talking to a screen. But maybe listening, I'm able to, for someone listening, I'm able to maybe potentially help them a little bit, whilst talking kind of to myself and helping myself kind of organize my thoughts. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions or you want to share a little bit of your journey or whatever it may be, feel free to leave a comment, or you can even DM me on Instagram or anything. I always put my Instagram at the end, and also I think it's in the description of every video. So yeah, I'm always open to talking to people, and I'm excited for the future despite the drawdowns right now. But yeah, I just know it'll all happen so quick one day, hopefully soon we'll pass an eval. Then hopefully we are able to be confident and wise on the market, get our first payout, and reinvest it into ourselves. And at that point, that is just a massive morale boost. I don't think there's much that could really stop me after a first payout. I think I'll be more obsessed at that point than I am now, and it's just a matter of time. And then the snowball effect is just, it'll happen so quick, and I'm going to be forever grateful when that day comes, and I'm looking forward to it. But in the meantime, need to work on my discipline and my patience, and take better trades. But hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.